Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday, April 25th. I was just thinking, should we change it up and move our filming location?
People come into
Given
the
that
store.
it's so sophisticated, they're so excited to see it. They're like, "Oh, that's where it happens."
Yeah, well, and they're like, it's more like, this is where it happens, because it's like the corner of it's so us. It's a messy corner of just like the end of the table where the embroidery machines are, and I don't know how we ended up over here, but we did. So,
Well, we used to be over there, and then we decided we'd show the Kimberbell section.
is that what happened?
I think somebody was like, "You should show us the Kimberbell section," and we were like, "Okay."
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. Number one, I got an email from Meryl just talking about the new Kimberbell bench pillow. And it's funny because I'd gotten an email from my rep about it. And then, but I think I did like a quick, like there was no picture attached to that email. And then I was like, I'll forget it. And then I got that email from Meryl just about how cute it was. So I went on and looked and I was like, oh, it's cute. So I think it's called Sweetheart Street or something like that. And you can see it on the website, Sweetheart Street. There is a whole line of fabric that's going to be going with it. We'll get some of it. I don't think we'll get the entire thing. But it is spectacular. Like, it is just adorable. The fabrics are super cute. The embroideries are adorable. We will definitely be doing it. It's not coming out until November. So don't feel like, I automatically, when these projects come out, I automatically buy 40 of the fabric kits, and then I always bump it up. We're usually around, anywhere around 100 is what we end up with, and we just do our sew along together, and it's super fun. But you don't have to like get it now. I always kind of feel kind of bad because I'm sitting there with your money when you buy it on the website. It's not going to sell out like it. This will sell out. Like, I feel like this will definitely sell. It's not going to sell out now. Like, I can get my final numbers probably like, 2 months before. That's when I would like throw in your order. Or if you don't want to think about it, you can throw in your order now.
It's out now, but it's not not hitting shelves until November 19th. It's a Valentine's Day project.
It's November 19th. So maybe in the fall.
I go get it now because we've been talking about tariffs.
It's not, but Kimberbell, we did one and they increased the price. And then I had to send out a thing and get, they're not gonna, if their pricing goes up, they're going to make our pricing go up.
Well, but
and we're going to make your pricing go up.
But this is what I'm saying. So I went to the bike shop yesterday because that's another industry that I pay attention to. And, guessing what people are going to do about tariffs is kind of a moving target. And so I went next door and I was like, what's happening? When is it happening? And they basically talked about the bike industry kind of coming together and deciding that they're going to add 10% of MSRP to their invoices. And this is a suggestion from the manufacturers, and they're calling it a tariff tax. And so I spent the last 2 days calling buddies going, dude, if there's something that you want from the bike industry, do it now. Because May 1st, you're going to see a price difference in everything you buy. And it's an industry move, I think, to try to put tariffs front and center and make people realize that this is how this affects you. And that's not to say that we're seeing that here, although we're now getting these emails. Like every couple of days, we get emails about price increases, or we get emails about the fact that the supply chain may be challenged. like it was Checker just yesterday. We talked about the fact that Checker sent a note saying that some of their factories have ceased production. And so when they sell out of certain items, like they will not be replenishing those items. And they don't know if that's a forever back order or if that's a temporary back order. You know, so is what you're saying, even if they lock their price in now, the price could still go up?
Yeah. Kimberbell, because we had that, and I can't remember which project it was, but after they put out the initial pricing, they increased the pricing. So I feel like if this is, if it's, well, yeah, maybe I'll put in my initial order, but I won't do more than that. And I don't put in my order for embroidery designs and the embellishment kits. I do that right before it ships. Like I do an auto ship, and I can change my numbers at any time. So, but as far as their pricing, I feel like if something happens to their pricing, they're going to increase our pricing. That's not.
Which means we're going to increase your price.
Yeah, it's just like we do everything discounted, so we can't, like, we always do our embroidery designs and the embellishment kits at 20% off, and then we do our fabric kits at 15% off. The reason we don't do 20% off those fabric kits is because
they're a loss leader. We don't make
no,
any
it has
money.
nothing to do with that. Because we're charged freight. We get free shipping on the other stuff. We get freight. So with our fabric kits, it's as much as $5 per kit for them to ship it to us. So we can't, I mean, that's a lot, like per kit. And when I order, 100 of them, that's,
$500.
Yeah. So that's why we do those at 15% off. Anyhow, what I'm saying is don't feel like you have to get it now. You can.
But get it now!
It's cute. I say get it. But you don't have to get it now. It is cute. There will be fat quarter bundles. There will be all the pre-cuts, the layer cakes. There's yardage too. And I'll decide, later which ones I'm gonna order. But I think I'm gonna wait on the pre-cuts and order those later. But it's up. It's on the promotions page. It's at the very front. So, like I said, if you want to get it now, get it now. It's adorable, and you're going to want to make that project. And it doesn't have to be a bench pillow. And it doesn't have to be
a pillow.
Yeah.
It can be a wall hanging.
It could be
a lap quilt.
Listen to him. Listen to him talking like he knows what he's talking about.
It could be a shawl.
Yeah. It could be, right? You could do whatever you want with it. The other thing
you could make it as a gift for your true love or your husband.
Is that a hint?
No.
Wouldn't
That's not what I want for Valentine's Day.
We know what he wants for Valentine. I know what he wants for Valentine's Day. We won't talk about it. Okay. And then I got an email this morning. Let me see. We can't.
It's just hello, hello, hello.
Okay. We got an email this morning. Yeah, and like if we get into it and like the prices double for some of this stuff, like I'll let you know. Like there'll be an option. I don't have to order that stuff until right before. So if you're like, what? This project's gonna cost me double? Like, I mean, I'll still do it, but I wouldn't expect everyone to. You got to be pretty diehard because I feel like stuff is expensive anyways, and that's why we discount stuff. But, if it's double, who's going to do it?
Some will, most won't.
Yes. So we'll discuss that, but it's cute. All right, there's another project, and I knew nothing about this, and I was like, because we're so busy, I depend on you guys. You guys tell me when Meryl's like, it's really cute, that's when I was like, I went on there, and I was like, I gotta find this. Let me look at it so I know what I'm talking about. And I didn't know anything about this, but I did put it up this morning because I got an email from my rep. But there's another project, and I think I bumped it to the top of the promotions page. It is called the Kimberbell Classic Volume 1 Star Spangled Celebration. I put it up because it's a design, and these at this point, if you did rope bowls, it's just like a leaflet, like a pamphlet. So you're gonna just you can get that, and I also put a note here that says you can request first class shipping. I mean, quite honestly, you don't even have to do that. I wish I could go on there, like with our system, I wish I could go shipping for this item $3, but I can't do that.
It's done by weight and size.
But even if I put a weight of 0 for some from people, it's like $14. So it has nothing like, I don't know what the algorithm is and how it figures it out. But if from now on, if you're getting just the pamphlet with the redemption code and I ship it to you, we're just putting it in a manila envelope, and it's going to be something like $3, and that'll cover us. So if you see shipping for that and it says like $14.58, it's not going to be 14. I'm working with Lindsay right now. We're doing some training stuff and that kind of stuff. We're just putting in manila envelope, sending it first class, and we're refunding you the difference. The other thing you can do is you can just I put it up there, the pamphlet with the redemption code or the digital redemption code. And I know it's like, it's not fancy like, I'm literally taking a picture of it and emailing it to you because there's no other really way of doing it. And then I'm just taking the thing. I take your leaflet and I'm putting your name on it when I emailed, and it just goes on a shelf. And if you remind me, I can just pop it in later.
That just sounds like more work for you and your overcrowded brain, and I don't know why
Okay, you're just getting the redemption code and then it's going in the trash can.
I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
But the redemption code only means no sales tax, because from the laws I looked up in Nevada, if it's digital, there's no sales tax. And that's just digital. There's no product being exchanged.
I don't know, like, because there is a product. It's the pamphlet. Like,
yeah,
these are the things that make me nervous.
But it's not if they're just getting the code. There's no product.
I don't know. That's a question for
Michael.
That's a question for Michael.
Okay, but I looked it up. So
I think you're playing tax games, and I don't like playing tax games.
Yeah, but when you guys buy like a design online from like Juju,
if they walked into the store and they bought the pamphlet, they would pay tax.
Yes. Yeah, and I charge tax on the pamphlet. But if it's just the code.
Right. But if you're just taking a picture of the code from the pamphlet and sending the picture, I think you're playing tax games. And I don't like that.
Okay, you better call Michael today. But it's just a code. It's just a code.
But it's not. It's a pamphlet. And you're cherry picking the code out of the pamphlet and sending that. And a lot of our out-of-state customers, so like these are like the most boring conversations. So they are, so the laws changed at the beginning of 2025. Some of our out-of-state customers are now paying sales tax. And that has to do with the fact that your state decided it's not cool for you to buy stuff over state lines online without paying sales tax. So some of our customers will notice that you're being charged sales tax. That's done via an algorithm, and it's just following the laws in yours and our states. I get really nervous because our life is complicated. Our life is complicated at this store.
No product delivered electronically. I am delivering that electronically.
But it is not an electronically delivered product. You are cherry picking a physical product. And that's where your problem is.
Physical items and shipped.
That's kind of like saying charging per stitch is charging for a finished product.
Okay, well, we're going to talk to our accountant and we'll figure it out.
Jeannie, who's never done taxes for the business, is not the one who should be deciding how this works.
Okay, then you better decide how it works and then let me know.
I've already told you how I think it should work. You disagree.
Do digital codes have tax?
And your challenge is
Okay. Okay, we'll figure it out. And we'll put it on there. And we'll let you know.
I have one small machine that I haven't serviced yet. It's like I have a Rachel that came in on trade that I could service up and do for like $200. So if that's something that you're interested in, Paula, give me a shout. I haven't serviced it yet. It just got traded in, but that's a possibility. But we are getting product. You're just throwing it away, and that's the problem. Because they're looking for reasons to charge tax, not for reasons not to, and that's the mistake you're making.
Okay, so then maybe what happens is we do charge tax, but then there's no shipping if they choose.
Yeah. Well, you choose it as a physical product. You choose tax on the product. A lot of our out-of-state customers, anyways, if it's sent digitally, you aren't charging shipping. And, if it's possible, put it in as free shipping.
I think that's what we're going to do then. We put it in as taxable, but there's no shipping because we're not going to mail it.
That's fine.
How's that sound?
Like I said, you're trying to find a loophole that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because the state would be like, wait a minute, you threw the physical product away. That's still a physical product. And then they go, okay, now we're going to look at 7 years. And your tax fairy shows up and deals with that. So.
Okay, then okay, now I'm getting scared because I'm scared of all of that stuff. So there will be a change.
I don't know why she's scared of it. She didn't even know it happened the last 2 times.
It'll be changed. So
she's like, wait a minute, you got your identity stolen?
With the redemption, there will be tax on the variant, but it will not be marked as a physical product. And then so your choice is and a lot of you from out of state won't be paying tax on this anyways unless they change the tax laws, because I think Shopify knows what state you're in and they automatically automatically applies it. But I will be able to.
And there's like, I haven't seen that many. There's like a handful of states where people are paying tax. I think it's like Virginia. But that's like, that means your state made the decision that it's going to charge tax. It'll charge you tax, meaning I got to pay them tax.
But with OESD, and when I do designs on demand with OESD, there is no product at all. So that is completely digital. That's completely digital.
Right.
So
you were trying to game the system on the other one.
Well, Patrick, I just read it was my interpretation of the law.
No, you were trying to game the system. You wanted to not only send them the design, but later send the pamphlet, but not charge them tax.
Well, okay, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay, that anything that has the redemption code will be changed, and yeah. So okay, there. Did you like that? That was a group conversation with all of us. We were all, and now we've come to a decision that should work for everybody. All right. Yes.
That's the thing, Rochelle. I'm almost always right.
He is almost always right. That's why I don't and you know what I say to him? It's like, is it hard being right all the time?
And I go, no, it's awesome. It's hard being married to somebody who's wrong all the time. I'm kidding.
Do you think his jokes aren't funny to me? Okay, I'm going to fix all of that online right now. And, okay, what else do we need to talk about? So there's that new design that's up on the website too. I just went ahead and fixed that. And then just know that with those products, if you do want it shipped, we're going to... some people will put shipped, they want it shipped first class, but then they'll order a whole bunch of other stuff.
And that doesn't
that
work.
doesn't apply. It's only if you apply, if you want to get just the little pamphlets that have the digital code.
And it almost always applies that we will choose the least expensive way to ship, and we will refund the difference. I will say there are far fewer refunds now.
What do you mean?
Like
that
shipping,
there's not enough,
the cost of shipping has gone up pretty significantly. And where I used to refund 80% of the orders, I feel like I refund 20 or 30% of the orders. Like the system is kind of right on right now, where before I feel like we were overcharging for tax. I feel like a lot more these days I'm seeing like we're short $1 or $2 on shipping.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I wanted to talk to you about some stuff we're carrying in the store now. So, we are going to be can you hear me that? We don't have the space to carry like bolts of stuff. And I know that now Joann's isn't around. You might be looking for stuff.
And there'll be opportunities to buy bolts.
Hopefully.
Like, hopefully we have free shipping and stuff like that.
Crafted with pride in the USA. So this is Hobbs 8020, and I'm just gonna try to carry it in, and if you need it in like a bigger size, I can have that too. But what's really nice about these is I can get them in a queen, in a full, in a twin, in a crib. I don't have the king size, but I'll special order that for you. But this is really nice because then you can just grab and go with one of these. And then if you need it for smaller projects, you can get one of these too and just like cut it up for your smaller projects. So we'll have those. I mean, this is for me. Like, I used to get my sometimes I would go to Joann's and I would get my vinyl. So, but I use for projects. So now we have this. We always carried this. But if you need vinyl, like this is a 12 gauge. And 12 gauge is kind of my favorite. That's what I use for all my projects. I feel like it's not too thick and it's not too thin. So we have stuff like this, and some of you don't even know it. I have a couple wide backs. I don't think we're going to go there and have like a ton of that. But we have a little bit of wide back. I just bought, somebody was telling me that flannel, like that's where they would go is to get their flannel. They use flannel for their backing. So I bought some flannel for the store as well. So we can't get it all, but we'll get a little bit. So hopefully some stuff that might be things that people are looking for that you're not able to get at your local store. So
well, and the other thing, and I feel like most of you actually do this, but like if there's something that you're looking for, we love the opportunity to see if we could do it for you. I mean, like every now and then we're like, no, we can't, or we can't find it, or it's just not something that is worth it. Meaning, like, if we're not going to make money or if it's going to be too much for you, then we'll just say no. But a lot of times we can get stuff. And, you know, hopefully, like, for things like bolts of batting and stuff like that, hopefully we can leverage free shipping days and stuff like that, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll let you know, like, any deal I have, can you take that down for me? Any deal I have, I try to pass on to you. We always try to pass on, like, if I find something that's awesome. So, Joanne was just asking if this is going to be a so-long. It is not going to be a so-long, although it's all going to be recorded. I've already started recording it, so I just haven't put up that video, and I can't remember why. That's why I have
wanted to add like a caption to something.
No, that was this. I did post this video. Just know in the very end, I'm like, oh, I'm on a roll, because this is one of those projects that makes you go, I shouldn't be embroidering. I should give it up. That's how this project was for me. Because when
I got home and she was in such a bad mood.
I do. I take out my bad moods on Patrick. Like, you guys don't
and then
see
now, whenever that happens now, I'm just going to go to the sauna.
it.
I'm going to be like, I'm going to turn the sauna on. I'm going to walk outside.
Well, what
I'll see
happened
you in an
is
hour.
when like one of the things that happened, I took it out of the video, is I was like, okay, this is the fabric we're gonna do next. I literally threw it down and then started walking around my room, and I threw it down where it was embroidering. And it stitched in, and you know when it stitches in and then it moves and it got sucked down into the foot, and then my machine started making noises. So that happened. I can't remember. There was another thing that happened that I poked a hole through the corner. When I went to put it all together, you have 6 pieces of Thermalon. One piece, and that's the like fusible fleece, you put on in the beginning, and the last 3 pieces you put on the end. And you want that. You definitely want it because it gives it more body when it's hanging there. Otherwise, it's kind of like wonky. So I was like, oh, I feel like I'm on a roll. Like, I got my Sojo back and things are going great. And then I turned them inside out. I fused them. And then I looked at the table. I'm like, there's my Thermalon. And like, if it was for me, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, oh, darn, I totally forgot. But when I'm recording and you maybe are stitching with me, I was just like, like on the inside. And then I wanted Patrick to be there so I could yell at him, because that would have made me feel better.
I would have walked downstairs. She would have been like, da, 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 and I'd be like, I'm gonna go ride mountain bikes now.
And then I got frustrated. I poked my corner turner right through the corner, which I never do, because I always use like the fat end of. And I poked right through the corner, and I was like, oh, my goodness. But I'm filming, so I try to keep a happy face.
Some days you're the hammer.
I was the
and
nail.
Some days you're the nail.
Oh, my God. I was the nail all day that day. So,
she was in a mood.
But I wanted to be the hammer, so I wanted Patrick to come in. Because I needed somebody else to be the nail. It's transference. That's
like the dogs. Like, we'll go walking with the dogs and another dog starts barking and then our dogs attack each other.
Does anyone else have?
That's transference.
I know. I've never seen anyone else's dogs do that.
I've totally seen. How often have we been walking by a
never
fence
seen it.
And 2 dogs on the other side of the fence are barking at our dogs and then they're fighting? That happens all the time.
I've never seen it.
Jeannie's
Never.
Lying. What it means is she's seen it, but she doesn't remember it.
No,
Yeah,
I've never seen it until my dogs did it, and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed, because at this point we just let them. They literally started attacking.
You're like, what the?
Well, we just walk like it's normal. Our dogs are attacking. It's like, they're not biting or anything. It's all
and
sound.
they love it. They're having fun.
They start attacking each other, and it's so embarrassing. But like, we just walk like it's normal. Like, I'm sure somebody sees us and they're like, oh my God, what is going on there?
It's like everybody has seen it. She's seen it a million times.
Have you guys seen it?
She's seen it a million times. She just doesn't remember.
That is not true. I've never seen.
We've walked by like a million fences where 2 dogs start fighting when they're all fired up. They do exactly what our dogs do.
Yeah. But you might at some point see us walking in the neighborhood, and don't worry, the dogs are fine. The dogs are fine. I'm sure. I would be like, oh my God, are they gonna hurt each other? Because it looks and it sounds like crazy, and it's Poppy. And what we know about Poppy is a bully. She's little too. They thought she was a
mini.
They were like, oh, you have a standard and a mini. And we're like, no, she's not a mini. She's a standard. She's just on the small side. But they told us that she bullies Momo at school. She'll come out of nowhere and like attack him. So, anyways, yeah, our dogs.
Susan Cram says her 2 Aussies do that every morning.
And don't you feel like... I can't control it. So I just let them. walk like it's normal. It is not. It does not.
I've never had.
It does not look normal. It
so
looks like they're in a fight.
LaDonna's saying that the girl dog bites her boy dog when she sneezes. I never knew that the word bitch had its connotation for that reason. Girl dogs are something else.
Yeah. Yeah, she is something else, for sure.
And then I talk to other dog owners, and they're like, my boy's so sweet. He's a little stupid, but he's so sweet, and he's so easy. But my girl dog.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. Oh, back to this. So, no sew-along, but it will be recorded, and hopefully...
Oh, my God.
It will be recorded right.
Karen's saying her 12-pound girl bullies her 100-pounder. He's afraid to walk by her.
Yeah. I'll give Momo something, and he'll look at me. I'll be like this. Here, Momo, for you.
And he's
you get to choose first. And then he just looks away, and then I look, and there's Poppy, and she looks like this. Like, don't you dare. You try that. Just try it. Just try it, Momo. That's what she's saying with her eyes. And he just looks away. And I'm like, I can only do so much for you, buddy. You need to stand up to her.
He kicks her butt when they play physically, but
she is the alpha. She is totally the alpha, and I don't even know what else to do about it. So, last night again, I didn't do any stitching. I was exhausted. What?
You're like, I didn't. No, I didn't. Nope.
I got home and I was just like, oh my God.
I made her walk.
Yeah, we did.
My dogs were going crazy last night.
We went on a beautiful walk.
It was a beautiful walk.
It was a beautiful evening last night in Reno. We went on like an hour-long walk, and then we got home and had dinner, and then I did go upstairs and do some work on the computer. So, but I'll start stitching this again, and next week, so we have more. I think some of you might be waiting on kits because we had to cut more, and those are ready. So if you still want to get a kit, you can still get a kit. The digital download. This is going to be on Monday. So I'm going to be stitching this out on Monday. I created a group. So that's one of the things I did last night. Last night, I went in and I created a whole, like anyone that bought this, I put you into the Janine Babbage group. If you want out, let me know. But that way I can just go ahead and when we do a Janine Babbage project, I'll just put you in there. And like I did a whole supply list. I did all the colors with the colors that go to this. So and then you don't have to like email me and be like, I want that, and then we'll send you the videos afterwards. So, and I sent you the playlist of all the videos that have already been created for this project. So if you want out, let me know. I just put you all in. But if you don't want to be in that group, let me know and I will take you out of it.
So somebody had asked, is there a way to tell what gauge of vinyl it is if it's not marked? I can't think of it.
The lower the number, the thicker the vinyl.
Right, but that doesn't help. There's no way to tell unless you have calipers.
Yeah, unless you're comparing it, there's no way to really tell. Like 12 gauge to me, I'm like, ooh, 12. Perfect. It might not be perfect for you. Like if you're going to put vinyl on your couch, remember when people did that? Oh, maybe people still do that.
Yeah, why would you say that?
I don't know. I don't think people do that.
You shouldn't say that. Like
do
maybe people still do that.
Don't you want to be comfy on your couch?
I'm trying to do it on a couch.
Are you vinyl? Like
I have like a pink satin circular couch, and with cats, I'm like, I need vinyl.
But then it's not comfy to sit on.
But it's beautiful to look at.
Yes, it is beautiful to look at.
Depends on the couch.
If you ordered an Avenir mat or a mat and we're talking about the blue cushy ones, we talked to our rep and he said it would be here next week or the week after. So we're 1 to 2 weeks out on that. So I haven't forgotten about you. We're just waiting for those.
And that's like, my rep was like, yeah, like a week or two. And when he says it's a week or two, what it means is, I don't know. So I wouldn't hold my breath.
When we ordered them, he said they were in stock and ready to go.
But they're not coming from actually the brother warehouse, and so that's the challenge. It comes from a promotional company that makes them for them, and so I don't think they really know.
Okay, so sorry that you're waiting on this, but those should be here. We have our Avenir one out, and remember, it looked like a beach towel. I was like, oh my God. It looks great under the Avenir, and it doesn't, there's like a little room on the sides.
The Avenir is a big machine.
It is a big
Congratulations,
machine, but
Cindy.
it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic, and it doesn't look like overwhelming. It's going to take up some space, but not much more than the footprint of your Avenir. Okay, anything else?
So somebody asked, do we have plans, or is there anything like this, like other Janine Babbage stuff that you're planning to do?
Heck yeah.
Do you know which ones?
The next one that we're gonna do is we're doing the table runner. I started it, and it's gonna be amazing. There will be a kit for it. It is the spring one. What's the spring design called, Lindsay? Is it like
showers? Or
no? It's this
The
one.
Luminaire mat will probably not be
This.
totally big enough for the Luminaire or for the Avenir, but if you have the Luminaire mat, I would wait and check it out. Like, it may cover the feet, which is really all you need to cover.
I think it'll cover the most
it'll
of the
count.
base.
It'll count.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if you could order one for the Luminaire. We're actually about to do a brother order today.
If you go on and type in Luminaire, you'll see the mat that's the appropriate size for the Luminaire that it's recommended. It says
But
it in
get
the
it this
instruction.
morning, because by the
Just-
end of the day, we're putting in.
I think we
in.
ordered like maybe 5 of each. I mean, 5 extra of each. So there are some extras from that initial order. So go on and order it now. But it is, and then remember, I talked to some people and we're like, is it really that much different than a yoga mat? So one of my guilty pleasures is TJ Maxx.
It's so funny that you're talking about guilty pleasures,
Why?
because my question for the day involves guilty pleasures.
Keep it clean, ladies. Keep it clean. And gents. Michael Claire. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Doug.
So, Doug. Okay. I went in. So these mats, they're heavy. So I went in to TJ Maxx and I was like, because people are like, well, what's the difference? I'll just use a yoga mat. And those were like so light. I was like, these are not the same. And maybe they work
But
just
if
as
that's
well.
what works for you, bunch of people asked if that was fine, and
Try
yeah,
it.
Try it.
Yeah,
Like, it's fine.
I'm all about, go ahead and try it. Because, I mean, they're not that expensive. A yoga mat's maybe like $20. You can get one that's a little bit more expensive. But just the weight and the density of these mats, they're way more cushy. And I know that because of the weight of them. Like, they're heavy. So, I mean, it's probably the difference between something that's like 6 pounds and something that's like a pound or 2. So they're dense, and I don't know, does that probably, I would imagine,
I'm sure there's
increase
greater dampening from the Avenir, from the actual brother mats. Like, even when we had, like, there was a period of time where we ran specials on like baby lock mats, which were like thin with a plastic top. They were kind of like a mouse pad. And they were nowhere near as nice as the brother mats. Like, the brother mats were like denser. They had better dampening, and they're on the websites. And they're like the Avenir mat's like $100. They're expensive. So should we ask a question of the day?
What was your question?
Well, did you have a question? You told me to make the question. Well,
They're not going to tell us that.
I
Then
bet
they're
they'll all
gonna-
tell us. They like the scandalous questions. Okay.
Because what would they say?
I don't know. You ask your question.
We That's what we'll ask. Okay. The question is, how much are these mats? Okay. The question is, what is your guilty pleasure?
See, I think that's boring.
That's not boring.
I go, what's your sewing guilty pleasure? Like, where do you fudge it? Right? Like,
Mine would be like, okay, it could be sewing because I have a couple guilty pleasures. Number one, I always tell people don't use cheap thread. Don't use Coats and Clark. I mean, we have issues with Coats and Clark sometimes. So sulky. We have issues with sulky thread in the store. So, and I tell people, but I have some of that in my sewing collection.
this is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
It's because
So
it's
that's
the right
the
color.
question.
Like when I went
Is
through
what
it,
are
I
the
was
things
like,
do you
oh, but
do in your sewing room that you don't tell other people you do in your sewing room? Or if you're like, oh, well, you should put the binding on this way, but then you don't put the binding on that way. You put it on a different
yeah, because
way.
you know when Gail and Michelle do quilt talk, and then they'd say not what to do.
You know why I want a
I
racy
always sit
question?
in the corner, and I'm like, oh, that's me.
You know why I'm asking a racy question? Because you ladies like answering the racy questions.
What's your sewing guilty pleasure, or what's your
Like, what are the
what's
things
your
you do in
sewing
your
don't?
sewing room that
What's
you
your
don't
sewing
admit that
don't
you do?
that you do? What is your sewing don't that you do? Because I have a lot of them. Like that whole measuring your quilt so you don't have wavy borders. I just sew it on and whack it. Just like, but am I wavy?
What?
I'm pretty anal though. Like but I just whack it. I don't measure. But I don't do a lot of big stuff. So I don't worry about that as much. So, yeah, I know some of you
I know some of you enjoy a little puff pass in your sewing room.
because your
Because
machine
your
smells.
machine smells like weed.
Puff pass.
Or there's a roach in your accessory tray.
Really?
Oh my God, all the time.
Is that funny? I never puff pass because that would just involve seam ripping. Like I struggle as it is. I cannot sew intoxicated. Never. And plus I get tired and unmotivated. I just want to sit there. So, oh, Karen is doing a whole bunch. Number one, Karen is going to be doing the earrings. I was just fondling this one. Because don't forget, she's going to be doing these. This is going to be a great project. If you want to do something with, like, the grandkids or a fundraiser and, like, bling it up. Blinging it was super fun, too. Graydon was having, like, a ball. I was like, Graydon, bling it. Make it gorge. So this is coming up. This is going to be on the 8th. I might have to get a little bit more hardware, but I should have that next week. And then she's also doing... She's doing this, and I wish I could show you the whole thing, but I can't because this is all I can find. It's 3 panels, though. And I just got more designs. We just did more fabric kits. All of that is going on, and it's God bless
Yeah, but
America.
Cindy, you're in Oregon, smoking weeds like drinking water in Oregon.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to that man.
What, didn't you guys just legalize mushrooms?
God, don't listen to him. We're back to sewing, ladies. and gents.
Imagine how crazy those quilts are gonna get.
So I'm doing this sew along next week. Karen is doing this. I think it's going to be look at him. He's having so much fun.
See? It's more fun to answer these questions.
So this is going to be happening, I think, 2nd or 3rd week of May. Karen is also going to be doing the, she's also doing,
Any minute now. It's coming.
Lori Holt.
This is where you're like,
Hometown. There's a video, and it's like me on exam day, and it's this little Asian girl, and she has a book in front of her, and she's like doing this.
she's crying.
She's crying, but she's like doing this to the pages, and like as though she could sweep the knowledge into her brain. And so that's what Patrick is saying that I'm doing right now, trying to sweep knowledge into my brain. She is also going to be doing, I'm waiting, some of you are waiting for your fabric kits for the, for these two projects. I printed out better pictures, Miss Cindy West, for you, but she's going to be doing this one. Yes, this is going to be Americana. Can you or can't you? Yes, we can. So this is Americana, the pillow. She's going to be stitching this, and she's also going to be doing the table runner. Is this adorable? So cute. So those are the two. There are more projects in the projects. There's also there is the wall hanging, and there is this is the centerpiece. Is there another one? I think that might be it. So there's those projects. They come in the CD. She will be doing those two, the table runner and the pillow, because they're so cute. They're so cute. They're so cute. So you can get those kits. We're still waiting on the pre-cuts. We had a whole bunch, and then we sold out. But we're going to have more. I've been waiting for them to tell me when I'm getting them because I ordered them 2 weeks ago. So we should have those. Any more trio panels? No. There are no more. We sold out of those kits, and I can't even get the fabric. If you want the fabric that I used in this, it's called Sunday Brunch, and it's from Moda, and it's basic gray. If you were a scrapbooker, that's how I know basic gray from scrapbook paper. Roaches are life's accessories. Oh, man. Okay. Don't know how to use. Any more? Well, no, you had asked for like pictures of it, Miss Cindy. So I was like, oh, I gotta have pictures. I gotta show it to them. I think that's it.
That's a good question for the
You
day.
ready?
Wasn't that a great question?
Yes. Let's
You
do
didn't
it.
agree.
Well,
But
I
then
was
it
like,
turned out it was the best question.
well, because I don't.
What are your do's that are really don'ts? Or what are your don'ts that are really do's? Remember to answer in the comments below.
Not on the
Not over
chat.
here. And what is the giveaway? Are we going to give away one of those irons?
Oh. You know what? It's a surprise. Surprise with A-1 Vacuum and Sewing. So we'll have a surprise for you next week, and it'll be fun, because it always is. I think that's it. Have a great day. Be creative. Make something awesome. I will not be puffing this weekend. I will be sewing. I'm going to be sewing. And I'm going to...
And she's gone from Wednesday through Friday next week. She leaves at like noon on Wednesday.
Yeah, and this we're doing on Monday. We're doing on Monday. So, and if you don't want to do this project, just join us for a sit and sew, because it's a fun group.
Which table runner is Margarita talking about? This one, the Riley Blake one, America the Beautiful.
Where is the CD for that table runner? It's on the Americana Project CD. And
If they look up Americana, it'll come up, right? So just look up Americana. It's on our website. It is not a digital download. She can't. email it to you and
this is
throw
a
it away.
product. This is a product.
It's all product, Jeannie.
Well, I thought, because I was just sending
Jeannie's
you
like,
the
we're going to pull a
code.
fast one. Nobody will know.
Patrick, stop. It was just a code. I was like, okay, it's just